Alright folks, so we are live and you are watching What's Up Ryan, and I am Ryan, of course. So guys, I'm going to be talking about how to have a millionaire mindset, or at least how are you going to become a millionaire, and are you ready to become a millionaire? So there are many things that we need to address today. The very first thing is, are you ready to be a millionaire? So let's test that out. So in terms of numbers, right? Let's talk about the current amount of money that you're making now. So I'm gonna give you some hypothetical numbers, okay? Just to give you a feel. So let's say you make $5,000 a month, okay? And your goal is to make $1,000,000 at least in a year. Okay, that is the plan. All right, not make $1,000,000 after 10 years, not make $1,000,000 after 5 years. Either way, it's fine. But the goal is to make $1,000,000 a year. So let's do a little bit of math. So say you are already in a job that pays you $5,000, for example. Okay, and that works out to $60,000 in terms of gross salary after 12 months. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Then let's assume that you have a side gig, okay, and this side gig that you can work either on the weekends or the weekdays. It's really entirely up to you. And for some reason, this side gig could be anywhere from an e-commerce business to a consultation business, okay, and you've probably got it all planned out, okay. That works out to another extra additional $5,000. Okay, so that's another $60,000 a year, which works to about $120,000 already. Then, assuming that you have you decided to move out, okay, of your place, and you started renting out your existing home, and maybe obviously you would probably rent a smaller apartment or whatnot. That rental income, okay, let's not include the cost first, okay, let's exclude cost. Let's talk about earnings first. And you were able to rent out your apartment or home for $2,000, okay. This is just figurative numbers, and that's $24,000. That works out to $144,000 a year, okay, and that works out to only $12,000 per month. Okay, so how are you going to reach $1,000,000 a year? You see, so I'm working with why am I going through this with you, so that you realize that you need $83,000 or at least $84,000 per month before you can even achieve becoming a millionaire per year. Now, obviously, can I be a millionaire across a certain period of time? Definitely. But I'm helping you work through these numbers so that you realize that you need to learn a few things. So let's cover all that in this episode, guys. Okay, so we've run through the numbers already, and you already realize, okay, if I'm going to be making $1,000,000 a year, let's exclude taxes first for simplicity, because wherever you're watching this from around the world, obviously your taxes will be different. So I don't want to cover that. I just want to talk about earnings, because I think earnings is something that we all can talk about, how much we make. Now, obviously you can say, hey Ryan, no, I'm making 10K per month. Great. If you're making 10K per month, that's fine. But it's still not going to get you $1,000,000 a year. Okay? So you obviously need to start thinking out of the box a little bit. So what are the things that people usually will do? The moment they reach, okay, when they are making $1,000,000 a year, right, they are definitely they are at the top echelon of their current company, okay, and not many people can reach there. Okay, we're talking about giving everyone else a equal chance, okay, to start being a millionaire, but they need to learn certain skill sets. So the very first thing that you need to think about is, what kind of business can I start doing that I can consistently scale? And when I can consistently scale, I must also think about the underlying cost. That means, how much is it to me to run this business? And can I realistically scale it up in such a way that I keep my overheads low? That means I can start working from home, Obviously, that's the number one thing, right? You need to be able to start working from home, be able to handle all the logistics or no logistics at all, depending on whether is it drop shipping or you're doing some kind of e-coms business, Amazon fulfillment. It doesn't matter, okay? As long as you can service the clients, right, and all that, that's fine, okay? The next thing you have to ask yourself is, what kind of items am I selling? What kind of service am I selling that can help me to reach this goal of 84,000 per month? Okay, so when you start thinking it on this level already, right, you realize how difficult it is. And the reason why I even wanted to do this episode, because a lot of people have been thinking about becoming millionaires. And when I look at it, I'm like, cool, you know, I was once like that as well. I was once always thinking about, I want to be a millionaire. I know that I can do it. Okay. But then when you start working through the numbers, right, you realize as long as you don't have a high ticket item, okay, or you're not able to fulfill orders in bulk, you can never reach being a millionaire. So I just want to make that very, very clear. Okay. I'm not killing anybody's dreams. I'm not being a wet blanket. Okay. I'm just telling you the truth. Because if you are unable to function in such a manner, okay, that means you are able to handle scale, you're able to handle volume, right? And one person can never handle scale and volume. Okay, trust me when I say this, you're gonna probably die before you even make $1 million, because you need to eventually reach that stage. But don't worry, that's the whole idea of this episode. So if you're someone who is great at sourcing for items that are having high margins, the next thing you need to do is find enough clients or build a website that can fulfill all those orders. Okay, say for example something that costs maybe $5 in China, but you're able to sell it in your country for anywhere from $20 to $30. Okay, so you start thinking that way already. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I can buy it for $5, but then I can sell it in my country for $20 or $30. Okay, so that's very straightforward. From there, you have to ask yourself, how are you going to build this website, okay, and make sure that you fulfill all the orders to come through to you. So let me just share how you can do that. One thing is that you can contact the supplier, okay, or the manufacturer for exclusive rights to this particular product. That means you are going to be you are fully in charge of making sure that these products are going to be sold, okay, via from you. But the only way the manufacturer is going to give you that exclusive rights is that you're going to have to take on a certain amount per month. Okay, there's no way a manufacturer is going to keep this deal exclusive and he houses the inventory. You have to take on the inventory. Okay, so you need to think of, okay, if I order all these items for $5 per piece, and then I need to make sure that I house it somewhere, from then I'm going to have to sell it off. So that's my responsibility, meaning that you have to have the capital first in order for you to take your time to brand and to sell the products. Okay, so that's one. Okay, so now you're thinking, oh shit, okay, maybe not, maybe I won't do that for now. So the next thing is to not take on any inventory. Okay, that's the usual case of doing drop shipping. So drop shipping is basically you can create a site or sites that are already created for you, and from then all you have to do is start shilling that product or reviewing that product, talking about the product either through YouTube, writing an article, creating a whole website dedicated to these products. Naturally, you would want to have a suite of products, whether from very, very cheap to very expensive, to even packaging it from then making it into a package. So all these things are very possible for you to kind of upsell your clients or your customers eventually, because nobody is going to buy something that they don't trust, or at least they're not going to buy from someone that they don't trust. So you have to have small items for them to at least test out, whether is it a facial product, nutrition items, like nutrition, or clothes, all that kind of stuff. So all these things you have to start being creative. Okay, so you may not need to take on inventory, but you need to get creative on how to create a brand around it, or you don't have to, sorry, you don't have to create a brand. You need to think about how you're going to start marketing the product, okay? So that means that product doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the manufacturer, but you are someone who has used it before. You trust the brand enough that you are willing to be a reseller, okay? So that's the second way. Now, the third way is to be a consultant. So a consultant, right, can be done in a few ways. One, where you handle individuals. The other is where you handle companies, okay? So it really doesn't matter which angle you take. Both ways, you can still achieve your additional income. I'm talking for the fact that you still have your job, okay? So you can still have your side income, but you must ask yourself at one point where, when you're doing consultancy, don't forget that most of the time, okay, you are only able to dedicate this amount of time after work or over the weekend. Okay, so you suddenly there is a level of restriction in terms of timing, but it still can be done. It's just that it's going to take a little bit longer. So how much are you going to charge per hour? Are you going to charge per hour, per project, or based on the period of time or whatever? You know, these are the things that you have to ask yourself also. And what kind of job are you doing? Consultation roles, depending on the industry, does have a market price. So initially, when you first start out, most people don't know you. Why should they even trust you? Do you have some kind of portfolio? What kind of experience have you had to give you the right to tell me what to do, right? So obviously, all these things take time. Initially, you might even have to consult at a lower rate than market price. But as you provide value and you are able to help, see, consultation or advisory work, right? At the end of the day, you're solving a problem. Whether is it someone's personal problem, someone who has a business-related problem, and you are able to solve and provide a solution, or you're providing a solution to a company. It doesn't really matter. The whole idea is that, are you able to scale this part up eventually? And this is the part where it gets a little bit tougher as a consultant to be a $1 million consultant, because the projects you have to do bigger projects in order for you to achieve that. Now, obviously, there are consultants that are raking in that much, but it's usually more challenging, and it has to come down to the fact that you have to eventually create a consultancy, right? So when you have a consultancy, naturally you're hiring people, you're obviously training them, or they already have a certain skill set already that exists for your target market audience, your customers, and from there you are able to have an overriding. Okay, so it's quite simple if you think about it. But the whole idea that I'm trying to get at, okay, is scaling. Now the next thing obviously is through what I still believe in, that you can still make money, is through trading and investments. Now, trading and investments, unfortunately, you can't scale it up. Okay, you are always one person by yourself. You are naturally always looking at the markets. I don't find trading I don't find trading and investing as scalable as compared to building a business. Now, if you are someone who is professional enough, that you've been doing it long enough, and you start, of course, charging for courses and workshops, now that's a business. And from then you can start charging for your courses, because people want to learn how to trade or how to invest. That is also another possibility. So all these things, right, are all possibilities. At the same time, there are people who always do certain side gigs that help them to supplement their existing income. So now that I've run down with you, these are pretty much the things that you can do, okay? And it's all about scale. So when you say that you want to become a millionaire, okay, I expect that you're looking at $1 million a year and not looking at the short game here, okay? And we're talking about $1 million a year, and of course there are people who make $1 million a month. Now let's not go too far, okay? As you can see, as I've gone through the whole deduction and numbers with you, it's not that easy. So think about it from a one person standpoint first, okay? Work your way up gradually. Now, once you have already started making a very solid monthly income, we're talking about 5-figure income per month, okay? That's when you need to start thinking already. how am I going to take this $10,000, okay, and make it $100,000 a month? That's when you need to think of hiring the right professionals, making sure that you have the right tools, and at the same time, are you able to get enough leads to sustain this new team that you have? Okay, so this is the part where if I am able to get leads as an individual, but I need to 5x, 10x my leads, and making sure that I am able to market myself in such a way, or market my company in such a way that I'm consistently attracting that number of leads. Because when you attract traffic, from traffic, it becomes leads. From leads, you need to go and prospect and close them. So everything must be in scale. That's the part where it is the most painful, because it becomes a business, and when it's a business means you're handling other people, and when you're handling other people, naturally they may or may not have the skill sets that you have, okay? And that's the part where you're going to dedicate more time to your team, and you're going to be dedicating more time nurturing the business and understanding the fundamentals of business. This is the part where you have to start investing in yourself, where either you're going for workshops, getting a mentor, or getting a consultant for your existing business. All these things have to start coming into play. That's the part where you start investing back into your business. That means you're not able to see $1 million immediately, okay? And let me tell you one thing for sure. When you see those ads online, or whatever, right, that they come out, oh, I'm making 10K a month, oh, a client just made me this. Is it consistent? Is it consistent? Okay, they're not gonna have the balls to share with you that, okay, because they can tell you that they made $10,000 a month, but it could be $10,000 across 6 months. It can be $10,000 for one particular client, or at least for that month, and after that, it's not consistent. Because business is never fucking consistent, okay? There's always ups and downs. There's always different sentiments of the market. At the same time, sometimes clients are not willing to pay for your services because your pricing isn't that competitive, or they don't see the value that you're going to be able to provide, okay? So all these things are coming together that can really screw up your numbers game. So think about it this way. As long as you're able to generate enough customers or eyeballs to your business, you are doing something right. But can you convert every single customer? Okay, that is the part where you have to start tweaking. It's a week to week, month to month, okay, thing that you have to do, even quarter to quarter, depending on what kind of business that you're doing. So all these things coming together, right? It will help you to start thinking, okay, how am I going to reach this on a consistent basis? Because you need to be able to do this consistently. And that's the thing. When you think about being a millionaire, right, don't think about immediately wanting to go and lie by the beach, traveling around the world, and drinking pina coladas and everything like that. That's all bloody BS, okay? Today is a freaking Saturday morning, okay, and I'm doing this video. The reason why I'm doing this video, because at the end of the day, after that, I still have to meet 2 clients to discuss what we can do for them in terms of building their customer base, right? And it's a Saturday. There's no such thing as thinking about, oh, traveling around the world and all that bullshit, right? Trust me when I say this, all these internet marketing is very powerful, but sometimes the misrepresentation is the part where I hate the most, okay? This is something that you have to get out of your head. That's why you have to start educating yourself. When you start educating yourself, then you can see through the BS, okay? So the next thing, right, I think even before you embark on this journey, even if you have not and you want to embark on this journey, I would really highly suggest reading some books. And I think Gary Vaynerchuk's books are one of the best, because you need to start personally branding yourself. And he has a great a suite of books where he has Crush It, Jab, 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 Right Hook. And of course, the latest one is Crushing It, right? And you know, all these books, right, that are from him, you're going to be able to learn, because he's the master of social media, okay? He's the master of social media. And once you start learning how to brand yourself first, from there, you are able to command a higher fee for your consultation. You are able to build a business through social media. All these things are very, very important that people don't realize. Okay, and one thing I like about Gary is that he's just very straight up. He says that if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to eat shit, like literally, okay? That's what he always says. You have to be willing to eat shit for a long time. You see? So I didn't get to the stage where I suddenly became a millionaire. Okay? It was never the case. I wish it were the case. I wish I was a freaking trust fund baby. I wish that I have rich parents to give me money, but I never ever had that opportunity. Okay? So whatever I built, okay, from zero to becoming a millionaire was from freaking 15 years of being in sales, 6.5 years in banking, learning how to manage clients' funds, and from then understanding what it took to start selling high-ticket items. When I was 30 years old, okay, when I turned 30 years old, before I hit 30, right, I had already done 30 million in terms of banking and financial sales for the bank, okay? 30 million, okay? That was even before I hit 30. So even before I even made that kind of money, right, I already understood what it took to sell high ticket items. Because per product was anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million. That was the kind of products that I was handling. But our commissions were pathetic because we worked with a bank. The commissions were never ever favorable. So the best year that I could ever make, right, was anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 a year. I never hit $1 million before in my freaking life when I was in banking. Okay, I never, because I wasn't from part of private banking. Because private banking, the scale is even larger, where the sales sizes are 10, 30, 100 million. Okay, and those are even higher ticket deals. I didn't reach that stage. But with the current business that I'm in now, I'm able to go out there and my packages are anywhere from 50K to 100,000 per client. You see? So from there, it's scalable. From there, I can handle 3 clients per month. That's 300,000 a month. From there, you just do the math, right? 300,000 in terms of gross revenue. Of course, naturally, don't include my operating costs with my team. I'm not going to go into that with you. That already with my team, so on and so forth. 300,000 per, let's say anywhere from 100,000 to 300,000 per month. You do a times 10. There you go. Anywhere from 1.2 mil to about 3.6 mil. That's the math, you see? But do you have the skill? Do you have the team? Do you have the talent to be able to execute that? Do you know how to communicate and convince the client, right? That, hey, I'm the guy that is of value to you and I can help you solve your problem. Do you see how that came about? It's very, very different, guys. So the moment you have that skill set, because right now you may be thinking, oh shit, I'm charging $100 per hour. I wonder whether is it too expensive. Find your value. Learn to find your value. Once you have built a portfolio, okay, that is strong, people see your work, they'll be like, wow, I really need to contact this guy. You know, he's really doing great work. And it can be anything. Really, it can be anything. From video to sound to creating art. I don't know, whatever is your thing, right? And the moment you become a master at it, that's when you can start thinking about how you can start becoming a millionaire. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. And like I said, if you are already starting to think about how to build your own business, comment below. I really want to hear from you guys because I noticed that a lot of folks, right, are a little bit shy, but comments are great because I do read your comments. I do take the time to also reply those comments. And of course, last but not least, if you've not subscribed to the channel, click on the subscribe button right now and click on the notification bell so that you do not miss it. Apparently, YouTube is being a little bit difficult these days, and even when you click on the notification bell, you may not even see my videos. But I really need you guys to cooperate, guys, so that I can provide consistently more value to you all. Okay, so anyway, that's the end of the episode. I'll see you in the next stream.